Hello everybody, welcome back to yet another episode of HBM Mod. You're probably wondering, why the heck are we in the creative mode test world? Well, that's because today, I'm still working on the Australian rbmk design. So, I want to get this thing done, and then we'll build it in survival mode, and then we will go ahead and do a bunch of other stuff. So, designing this thing, first of all, I'm actually going to include 4 of these guys, and I'm thinking we're going to go with a shape like this. So why am I going like this instead of with all the other stuff? Well, the reason is, these guys don't actually, when you have these guys be the fuel rods, if you saw last episode, they don't actually interact correctly, so they don't actually help any, unless it's reasym, and then it might, but no, we're not going to do that. So, and we're of course going to go ahead and connect everything like this, because you always have to be able to walk inside of these RBMKs on top of them. So, perfect. And what else can we do? Do a pipe like this. So, on the bottom, we'll have the basically identical, except on the bottom, we don't really care about having no pipes. Actually, we do, kind of. You want a space for a conveyor belt there, and then boom. So if you do want to conveyor items into those irradiation channels, you can. Perfect. And that should be the top and the bottom, and it looks like a ball, which is actually a really nice, neat. What? Nice and neat? What? Weird. Looking design. So, if everything's correct, all these guys should be full of steam. We gotta check that first, which, I mean, they seem to be pretty much full on steam. So, if they are full on steam, we are ready to go. I don't need to check all these, do I? Because they look pretty much full on steam. So, what we learned last time is that you gotta make sure you have all the steam in these guys. Which, I mean, that's something obvious, but I just failed to do it just because. Australia. We need the actual Australian fuel. These guys here are fuel rods for that. You can see here the heat is not going up too much, but you can probably irradiate stuff in these with just one of them. Now, with these, I want to get more of them. Give me more. Okay. So, we're going to put in the first one. Now, that's going to heat up really quickly. Because that's just how this one works. It's Australian. It heats up really good. Oh, no. It's actually at 8,000. Dude. Nah, come on. Look at how hot that gets. 8,000 Celsius. This is why we're testing this. Because, look. 8,000 Celsius is just ridiculous. I think the best way to build an RBMK with Australian for depletion is to just completely ignore the high enriched Australian altogether and to not even worry about cooling, because ideally we don't have cooling. However, this design could still work for, like, you know, like power generation. You just have to get it with the right. This guy's at 160. What temperature are you at? 4,000. That's just ridiculous how hot these things get. This could still work for the 239 though. 239, if we need to make 241, we could still use the Australian for that. Although I think radium would be better, ideally, but we could still use some Australian in this design, which we do need to use Australian just in general. So here's highly enriched uranium or plutonium or whatever. How's it doing in there? Is it doing good? It's doing. Oh, it's running out of water. Is that because this guy is actually clogged? Yeah, I think that's because that guy's about to clog up. I can't get over here. Heat's at 289 or something. So this is one of the ones where you would need to raise the type of steam it's making to actually be effective with this, I think. As you can see, the water's just dropping again. Why? Why? Why does it have to do this? And this thing runs at 5,000 Celsius for some reason. It's only 182 degrees, but it's running at 5,000 Celsius. What the heck is up with this? What is up with these? That one's at 12,000. Look at that. That is literally going to explode. That is actually going to melt down. 12,000. How does it even get that out without exploding in the first place? Is it the skin temperature has to get up to, like, I think the melting point, but still. Like, what? How does it achieve this? Now, if I have 2 of these guys running, oh my gosh, it's just like, water isn't not enough to cool this. This guy is heating up too. Oh, they're both heating up. So they do heat up when you have 2 of them. I guess we need to run it on, like, coolants and, like, have, yeah, we need to have the different type of steam made. This guy is not enough? Like, seriously? Here, go ahead and output all your steam contents and keep going. Keep filling them up. Keep filling them up. We'll see if this will work. Have them always constantly full of steam. We only need to make just a single loop with a dumper. 200,000 steam. 200,000 steam. Australium is actually an amazing fuel. I'm not gonna lie. Just low enriched Australium? Okay, dumper. What is this thing called? Sewage drain. I said drain. Give me the drain now. I need a bunch of these. Right? I need this for steam. Because apparently we're not getting rid of steam quickly enough. So, I'm gonna need a bunch of these for steam. Okay, so you can actually slow this down, this reaction here with the neutrons and stuff, and reduce the heat by simply having probably, what are they called in between them? Control rods. Now, I don't care about this. We're going to go cheap. Cheap or go home. And that guy's rising again as well in temperature. But as long as they don't go past 7,000, I think we'll be safe. At 7,000, you're gambling. And, well, we don't want to gamble. It's very dangerous. It's really actually... Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. They're rising again. Oh, that's why. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Water. Dude, the reactor does not have enough water. It's got 10,000 water going into it per second. It does not have enough water. We are literally building the fusion reactor of rbmks right here. I think we're gonna step this up a bit. So the first thing I'm noticing about this is that Australium is actually pretty good fuel. Unexpectedly good. To the point where I think we're actually going to need several of these. Well, probably two of them. Two of them to be safe, but basically we should need two. And we need to step up this steam production on these to dense steam. We're gonna give it a shot at dense steam. See what happens there. Who knows? It could be good. Could be bad. Actually, I think we're gonna switch this. Okay, so the problem with running this is that we have like these neutron sources on these on the edge, which these actually result in like a massive amount of heat generation for just one of these guys, because they end up causing a recurring loop. Let me go ahead and demonstrate how that's gonna work. So basically, when this guy is moderated, he sends out moderated neutrons, right? But then they come back because, well, these guys are sending back at him. So in theory, this is a very effective design right here. Now, if we're not going to run this yet, but this would be a very effective design, and you could just chain this forever. It's in fact pretty ridiculous, but I'm pretty sure I could run like several of these. They cost 9 columns though, which is a little bit expensive, but the expense is completely negligible when you consider we have 32. So, I mean, if we want to build 4 of these, which is 4 times 9, that'd be 36. But when you consider the fact that the amount of steam we're producing is so ridiculous, right? With just one of these, I think we might have an actual good power generating rbmk that only uses 1 fuel rod and several, like 4 of these cooling machines, well, cooler things or whatever. Not coolers. They're not even the coolers, dude. They're just the things that go on the outside. They're the boiler. I'm just tired, man. Just actually tired. So, that is the most important thing, is to have those guys on the edge. We're gonna have this here. We're gonna need a water barrel. Let's put it in there. And as you can see, it's not actually getting that happening. It's actually going down, which is weird. But this guy is going. Okay, that makes sense. What's going on here? When you put 2 of them together, whack stuff happens. Alright, now with 3 of these, that's when you hit the magic number. At 3 low enriched Australium fuel rods, you end up with kind of a chain here. What's happening is they're all shooting out neutrons in all directions, and all the neutrons are bouncing back at them. But because of how RBMKs work, it's causing it to heat up super fast. And there's no water in these? Oh my! What? Where did the water go? Dude, there should be water in them. There should be water in them. Why the heck is there not water in them? We don't have enough water production, I don't think. I think that's like actually the problem here, is that we are out of water production. What? How does this happen? No, there should be water in them. That's like weird. There's no water. Just go ahead and output only, I guess. And they don't really cool down now, do they? They don't really cool down that much. Regardless of how much water we're running through there. It's weird. It's like they heat up, but they don't cool down. Wait. So once we've ignited one and we've got it up to the temperature it needs to be at, it sustains itself off of these. Which means that if we remove those, then that removes the fact that it's able to power itself, basically. However, if we remove this, we can technically heat up one of these guys. Once they get to heat, we can have 3 separate RBMKs that are kind of built off of each other, and they all run at similar heats. This is actually the most ridiculous RBMK design that might actually be ridiculous. If that's how we're going to say this. And that did raise the RBMK temperature, but technically they'll be isolated. And how much generation is this? It's at 90,000 for one of them. With multiple of them, it's going to be at infinity thousand. It's going to be insane. It's going to be ridiculous. But I think this is the RBMK of the future. And it's depleting pretty fast too, which is good. So let's go ahead and shove another one of these guys in here. One of the ones that's at 5,000 or whatever. It's HES. That's not good. This one is the self-igniting one. This one's it's going to drop rapidly because it's isolated from the rest of them. Now that should just empty these guys of water basically, but increase the steam to like a ridiculous 120,000, dude. Dude, that is pretty insane. I'm not sure why the other guy is still running at like what, 5,000 or 500 or something. What is with that? 400,000 steam for 3 of these. For 3 of these, 400,000 steam. But what is the temperature right now? We're getting close to like 4,000. And that's at 100%. With control rods, you could reduce that. And in theory, make it so that way it doesn't explode. Because of how hot you're running. This is actually insane though, the amount of steam. But the question is... Oh... Bro, it is too hot. This is running too hot, dude. This is not safe. No, stop it. This is actually running unsafely. The amount of temperature it gets up to is a little bit ridiculous. So let's go ahead and do 25% on control rods. And let's see if that's going to be any better for temperature. That guy's still at 500 something. I don't understand how, but physics. This guy's at 500 as well. And what about this guy? It's ridiculous. And that gives us 200,000 steam, which is not enough to overflow these guys on steam. So it's basically safe at 200,000. Holy. Alright, so we saw what we need to do. We need to build a reactor that's basically going to be 8 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these guys. And then in between them, we're going to have control rods like right here, and then neutron reflectors on the outside. Pretty simple. Let's go ahead and lay that out with, I don't know, like some colors or something. I don't know. These guys are working. Remember, all of the actual control rods and stuff, they're all going to be made with the... what are they called? Moderator. So, yeah, think about the guy from Reddit. Reddit moderator. Gonna help us today. He's gonna prevent the neutrons from going too fast. The one good thing that guy can do. Prevent neutrons from going too fast. Let's see here. We need 1, piece of steel. No, I'm joking. We actually need 3 pieces of steel for each of them. 12 total. Uh-oh, that's 11. That's not 12. I think somebody did their math wrong. Oops. That my bad. Wait, I need actually 16. I think I need 16. Hey, 4 is enough. We do not need more than that. That's yeah. Okay. So, we're gonna make the fuel rods first because actually they're the easiest part. 4 steel shells. That ain't enough, dude. 8 more. Come on. Come on. Oh, there we go. That's 8. I can just shift click and then shell. Now. Perfect. The neutron reflectors are going to be interesting because I've never made those before. Wait. I may have made them before. I don't know. So we're going to go ahead and set this up first. Alright, we're going to start setting up our actual Australian rbmk down here. Why again do we need this? Well, if you're wondering why, well, we could actually probably be more efficient if we just didn't even focus on getting any energy out of this. The reason being is that if we don't focus on getting energy out of this, we could just build a bunch of fuel rods, place them out in the middle of nowhere, let them sit there for a little bit, and since Australian's self-igniting, I can just let it do its stuff, and then I'll eventually get lead 209 for batteries. Which is why we're doing this in the first place. Remember, this whole thing is for batteries. Right, so if the whole thing's for batteries, then theoretically, what I can be doing right now, instead of doing all this, is I could just start placing concrete down around all of them. You did see how much energy it was producing. That's, you know, but I don't need energy. I'm good on energy. Like, I have the thing all full on energy here. I'm not running anything that's going to need more energy than this. And this is dying. So that's why it's so low. But it gets up to 70,000. But you saw how hot we can get this thing up to. If we run it at 100%, it gets so hot that it can actually fill up the steam columns. Which is why you need to have probably just run it on a coolant loop. Because it might be better. It might actually be better. And safer. Although I don't know. So we're going to just go ahead and actually do that other plan. Because I don't think Australia can actually heat up beyond a certain point. It's just like radium. It's basically radium, except a little bit more dangerous because it can heat up to where, you know, it can make 400,000 energy or 400,000 steam or whatever, and it's ridiculous. But this case, I don't think that is going to happen because if I separate these all by concrete pieces, then they will just run independently of each other, and they won't be able to heat each other up, and there is no actual neutron sources. So I'm saving myself time here. And also getting more out of this. Alright, so all that's left for us to do is fill in every single hole around the thing. It's not that difficult, right? I just gotta bury this in concrete, like so. Look at it. Boom, concrete. I love it. So, by doing that, so the reason we're not making energy, right, is that we don't need the energy. But this is going to be faster than running 3 of them at once because we're getting 9 of them at once. Now, the depletion rate might be slower because they're not actually functioning or being used in the way they're meant to function. But that's not the point. The point is they'll eventually deplete no matter what. And it doesn't matter how long it takes, just how much we can get. So if we can get 9 of them at once instead of, you know, I mean, we're not going to get it very fast either way. Doesn't matter. I don't know if we could get it faster. If there's a way we can deplete low enriched Australium really fast, then let me know. But I don't think there is a way we can speed that up. Because compared to this reactor here, this should actually deplete it way faster. Either that, or it's going to end up being 9 individual reactor meltdowns, but I don't really care. Because, yeah, it's just going to be fine, dude. It's just going to be fine. We got extra of the stuffs in one of these. What is the stuffs? This stuff. We're gonna need more, what are they called? Plates of iron, plates of steel, plates of, that. Okay, we're gonna need even more plates of steel, dude. More steel plates, dude. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see how many that makes on a crafting table. I don't remember. This should be a lot, shouldn't it? 4. Oh, that's gonna be enough. Wait, no, that's short. We're short 1. We are short 1 piece. 1 piece. You kidding me? That's all I need. Do we have an extra one? No, we don't. Okay, well, I'll have to make 6 more. Well, 4 more. 4 more from 6 steel. That's what I meant by that. So, anyway, I hope you all decide to make the Australian one, the one that generates power, because that's actually pretty useful. And I did not know Australian could actually be this good. I thought it was actually really like radium, and the matter, it's not actually radium. It's actually good fuel. It's actually way more dangerous than Sherbidium, I feel like. Sherbidium, you can run a rod of it at, like, steam. But with this stuff, you can't run 3 rods of it at steam. I mean, I feel like I don't know. It's just my opinion. I feel like I'd be safer running Sherbidium than actual Australian. This stuff is ridiculous.